From the shores of Malibu where the waves are pumping, to the Great Wall of China, and back to the streets of Newark, New Jersey, where the UFC is coming. We are live. This is It's Time Radio, the show where we talk about what you think about but maybe you're afraid to voice. Do not worry, we'll voice it for you. We talk about everything on It's Time. No holds barred radio, folks. I'm here with my partner, my co-host, my producer, TJ DeSantis. TJ, how are you?
What aren't I to you at this point, Buff? I mean, we've been through so much. You're basically my brother. You're my dad, my buddy. You know, you're everything.
Brother feeling young, dad feeling old,
right?
Feeling good.
You're my mentor. You know, like so many things you've been to me, Buff, over the years.
Thank you, and you to me too, TJ. Really appreciate it. That's why we don't need a guest. We can do the show together. We're going to have a nice, tight show today. We're going to go over a few different things. Appreciate the kind words. We'll talk about UFC in a second. I want to go into some stories here and such. I played the high-stakes poker game again this week.
How'd we do?
I played against two Chinese billionaires.
Oh, geez.
Right? Who we all had $20,000 to put on the table. And again, folks, please understand this is poker. I'm not trying to impress anybody with monies or anything, but this is the kind of poker I play. So we all had $20,000 bankrolls we were allowed to put on the table. This guy had so much money that he would play, if you understand poker, 8-4 off, 3-6 off, just to
wow.
win its hands.
He's just that ballsy.
Ballsy. And he would win, getting lucky on the river or whatever. But as soon as I read how he was playing, I was able to go after him. And I had a really good roll, TJ. I had a fun time playing. It's the Hustler Casino Live show. And I wound up winning $13,000.
That's great. That's awesome. So let me ask you this. Is it a set amount of time that you guys play, or is it winner take all, or how does it work?
It's a 5-hour period. We start at 4 because it's delayed an hour for the delay so people can't call people, text people about hands and stuff like that.
Right.
Because they're watching them televised. It was the night before the $1 million game because the next day they had 9 people, or rather...
Oh, yeah, you told me about this.
Yeah, 7 people come back. Each starting with $1 million.
Wow.
The Chinese guy I was playing at the table had already deposited $5 million into the Hustler Casino vault.
Wow.
For the game. Last time I checked, he was up about $2 million in 2 days. But I just saw him last night lose one hand for about $600,000.
Now, was this the same gentleman that you took the money off of, essentially?
Yeah. Yeah, I got him in 2 really good hands. Really good
nice. Hands. What were the hands, Buff?
One hand, I slow paid my pocket aces. I knew he was going to bet into me. And here's the danger of pocket aces for people that want to understand poker. Now, this is hold'em poker. You're dealt 2 cards, the 5 cards in the middle, the first 3 being the flop.
Yeah.
So I was dealt pocket aces, made a slight raise knowing he would call. I wanted to try and fish him into the hand. The flop came like king, jack, 8. So I felt good about my hand. I checked to him and he bet. He bet out. Right? So what
was your mindset when he made that first move?
Oh, I was fine with it because I know he would bet anything.
Right, okay.
And the only thing
because he was just that was his pattern of play?
That was his pattern of play after I'd watched him for an hour or more. So on the flop, the only way he's going to beat me was either he had a set or 2 pair. And it was such an odd board, but then again, he's an odd player.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to check into him and see how he bet. So when he bet out, then I went ahead and called his bet. And then the turn came. He bet out again. I called his bet. And then the river came, which was, by the way, I flopped an ace. I flopped a set of aces.
Oh, okay. So you got 3 of a kind.
Yeah, I had a great hand.
Right.
So then when the river came, I checked to him again, and he felt confident, and he put out a couple $1,000. Right.
Wow. Okay. So what were you thinking?
I raised him another like $4,000.
Did you think you had him beat right there?
Yeah. I had him beat. Yeah.
Okay.
So I raised him another $4,000, and I could have pushed my whole stack in, but I don't think he would have called. So by checking the turn, I maximized my return, and I wound up winning I think the pot was roughly around $18,000 or so.
Wow.
Yeah. So I had like a $9,000 profit on that one hand, give or take.
Very nice. Now, that's where all the money comes in. to play, right? That's where you make your money on at the poker table is trying to know what your opponent has and reading, their bets.
Well, there's many different ways, but I mean, basically, there's that old saying: "Don't play the cards, play the player."
Right.
Right. His sister, also a billionaire, was to my right, and she was playing the same way. So I was just waiting for them to enter hands. I wanted to get into any hand. I would call with any decent connector, any decent suited cards I could, hoping the flop would come to me, even if it cost me $500 to get into the hand, right, to see how the hand progressed. So, then over the course of the night, I was up as much as 17 and went down to 13. But here's the kicker. One hand came. I was dealt a pair of fours.
Okay.
Which for me is one of my favorite hands because it's the one I have the most tendency to flop a set, meaning a 4 on the flop.
Wait, so pocket fours?
Pocket fours.
Okay.
So when the 4 hits the flop, it's usually the one that gets me the most sets over the course of years I've played. But what happened is the guy to the left of me, who is a very not tight player, but if he bets out, he's got a great hand, right?
Right.
So I bet 200. He raised it to 1,300, right? Then Peter, the Chinese fella, called. Okay.
So this is getting rich.
If Peter raised me, I would have called the bet in a heartbeat.
Right.
So I gave it some thought. It was an hour and a half into a 5-hour game. I want to kick myself. I folded my 4s, something I never would normally do, but I did it, thinking that maybe he had anywhere from 9s or up, to beat me, and I didn't want to take that much of a loss. The flop came king 4 king.
Oh,
Full
no.
house.
No.
They both went at it. There was 30,000, and I would have won at least $30,000 on one hand.
What did they have? Do you remember what they had?
The guy next to me was pocket aces.
Pocket aces. Okay.
Yeah. And then Peter had second pair or whatever, and he was calling him.
Isn't that funny how pocket aces can be so huge, and then little do you know, a set of 4s will just come destroy your day?
This is why with pocket aces, if you allow more than one person to stay in the hand, again, for those of you that understand poker, I'm all about the math and everything. If you allow more than one person to stay in the hand on the turn, which is the 4th card that hits, you want to push everybody out on the flop, so you're only facing one other player, right? Definitely want to do that on the turn, no later than that.
Right.
If you go to the river with pocket aces,
odds are you're in trouble.
You're going to lose 67% of the time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Pocket ace is a great hand, but you got to play it right. And I've had my aces busted more times than I can remember.
Have you ever thought about doing poker instructionals
professionally?
Yeah, like seminars or like a master class and helping people learn how to play.
I've written articles, right?
Yeah, but that's different. Like I'm talking like actual doing like seminars.
I consider myself a very high level poker player. But the passion that I have for the game is to play, not to teach.
Right, I get it.
Although I don't mind talking about it. But I think there's many other greater players than me, like Daniel Negreanu and stuff like that really deserve to have that master class.
I get it.
For me to do that would be like for you or for my buddies or talking like we're talking now, because I can certainly talk on the highest level with the best players in the world when it comes to poker.
For whatever reason, Buff, like I do well in like sit and goes, but I don't do all that well in just like straight up cash games.
Cash games and sit and goes are different because like tournaments and cash games, there's like a 20% differential in the way you play.
Yeah.
In a cash game, you can reload money all the time. In a tournament or a sit and go, you only have the 1,000 or however many chips you get to start with until it's all gone. Then you're out of the game.
I would say in just a straight up sit and go, I probably finish in the top 2 or 3 about 50% of the time.
Then keep playing sit and goes. Then that's your thing. Keep playing sit and goes, and you'll do just fine.
Maybe this is bad. Maybe I'm putting you in a tough spot. Do you have a recommendation for where to play online?
Yeah, I think in the United States, you want to be real safe, play at globalpoker.com.
Okay.
Great place.
And you've cashed out from there just fine? No issues?
What's that?
You've cashed out there and got your money? No issues?
Oh, no, it's great. No, it's excellent. And America's Card Room is excellent, too.
Okay.
And where poker's legal in the 6 or 8 states, it's legal online. Poker Stars you can't beat. It's always a great site.
Right. Perfect.
But anyway, that was my story on that. Then the next day I went back and I introduced the 7 players, each starting with $1 million cash each on the table. And I introduced them for their big game. It's lasting 4 days.
Wow.
One of the guys I introduced is Tom Dwan, who's a very famous cash player. and he loved his introduction, but he was down $1 million 3 hours into the game.
Ooh.
I watched. He's already gotten back about half of it. But they'll play for 4 days, and the Chinese fella Peter is up like about 2 million.
Wow.
Yeah, wild. Right now, they'll start again playing. Again, it's going to be too late by the time the show's up for anybody to watch it. But check out Hustler Casino Live. They have great live poker games. When I play, I put it on my Instagram, and it's really cool. You get to see our cards, the whole bit.
That's
and
awesome.
I had a great time. Awesome.
That's cool.
I mean, how can you argue when you're winning?
Right.
Although a pair of fours, I'll never fold them again as long as I live.
Understood.
Okay, all kidding aside, that was a fun time. Mike Tyson in flight medical emergency.
Yeah.
Yep, his ulcer acted up on him, but now he's claiming that he's totally cool.
Right.
Still 100% for the fight, ready to rock and roll, get it all done. And, Jake Paul, all respect, but, my heart and my hope is for Tyson to go in there and be Mike Tyson, and we will see.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to be Mike Tyson. He can't be perfect. But if he is, 85% of Mike Tyson, he should smash Jake Paul. But for whatever reason, Buff, I think we're going to see a draw. We're going to see a competitive fight. But I don't know.
We'll see. I'm announcing a UFC that night. I know that I think the UFC I'm announcing is going to be at the Apex. So I know there'll be a TV on with the fight somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And we'll see. Or maybe it'll end early enough that I'll be able to watch it.
Well, I think that one. What time is the Paul fight on? I think it's later in the night.
If it's the Texas Stadium show, yeah, it's not going to be till probably 8 o'clock.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think they're going to go on until like 9 or 10 our time even.
Who knows? But it'll be nighttime for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. And it's in Dallas, Texas, so it'll be even later in the East Coast and the Central Time Zone areas.
Yeah.
All right, very cool. Sean Diddy, with all this stuff coming on, or Diddy Sean, I'm sorry, no disrespect.
P. Diddy?
How do
Yeah.
you say his name right?
Sean Combs.
Sean Combs, okay.
Yeah.
He's losing sponsors. He's losing this.
Right.
Sean John Frames, which I understand sells really, really well.
Yeah.
They're already being pulled from the stores.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, there's a lot to sort of come out here, but what with that video and the apology we already talked about, there's going to be a severe backlash, and I think we're just only beginning to scratch the surface here, Buff.
I know it's crazy, and it's just I heard that the girl that in that video, she got like $30 million.
I don't know.
Anyway, it's worth it considering what happened, but you play, you pay, as we always say on the show, for sure. Clint Eastwood, 93 years old, TJ.
Dang.
And filming his own movie again, doing another movie at 93.
Gotta admire that hustle.
Gotta admire. He's going to turn 94 this year. Still not sure if he's going to retire.
Well, I mean, he's got to be a guy, Buff, that I would, assume working is sort of his whole life. You know what I mean? And that's what keeps a lot of people, on this earth because for whatever reason, it seems like some people retire and, unfortunately they kick the bucket, within a year or two of retiring. And maybe that's Clint Eastwood's mindset, just keep working and, keep living.
Well, like a shark, you got to keep moving, you got to keep flowing, you got to keep doing what you do. But I mean, the quality of the movies he makes and the way he works, and I understand from people that have talked about it. Like I'm going to film a movie next week in Atlanta, which I'll tell you about in a second. But movies, when I've done film or I've done TV, that kind of thing, 1 take, 2 takes, 3 takes, 10 takes, whether you do your part perfectly or not, depending on the other person is handling their action.
Yep.
Clint Eastwood is like one and done. Get it done.
Yeah.
Move
Well, it also
forward.
helps that he's directing every single time when he films.
Always coming in under budget.
Yeah.
Just a studio's dream.
Yeah.
For that type of thing. And again, if you look at his array of work, and I'm not going to mention movies because I know how you are about movies.
Oh, I mean, I've seen a good amount of his movies.
His movies are so good, just the whole history. When I saw a picture of him in '93, with all respect, and God bless him, he's walking very frail.
Yeah.
But the
He's
bottom
an
line
old
is
man.
that brain it's clicking.
For sure.
He's getting it done. For
100%. 100%.
100%. No question. All right, we've got a stupid is a stupid does story.
Uh-oh.
This one's a good one. It's not a good one. It's kind of ridiculous.
Aren't they all? I mean, that means it's a good one, no?
Here we go. A San Diego police officer, right? He accidentally locked himself in the backseat of his patrol car with a female suspect after she propositioned him to have sex.
Oh, no.
It's all become public. What happened is they've released the findings here. The police officer's name is Anthony Hare. I'm only saying that because it's been made public.
Right.
He turned on his body camera as he took the female suspect to the local jail in San Diego, and the encounter was captured on video.
Right.
So during the exchange, the woman asked Hare if he was married and or single, while also admitting she didn't mind working the system and bluntly saying, "I'm down to F right now," right, to get out of whatever she was the ticket for.
Right. Does it say what she was getting in trouble for?
Pardon me?
Does it say what she was being charged with or why she was being arrested?
No, I don't see where it says it. So, shocked, Hare, the officer, ordered her not to talk that way because their discussion was being recorded.
Right.
But after a few minutes, he switched off his body camera. His police cruiser slowed to a crawl, as they can tell. He turned down a dark road according to the GPS tracking system that's affixed on his vehicle, right?
Right.
And the vehicle came to a halt.
Okay.
20 minutes later, he radioed another officer requesting the master key for all patrol cars. You know why?
Because he was locked in the back.
Because he was locked in the back seat. And after he was questioned by internal affairs investigators, Hare panicked as he confessed to being locked in the back of his patrol car with the woman. So a police supervisor responded and locked the door. Hare claimed to internal affairs the door accidentally shut after he got in the back seat to check on the suspect. And he also said his body cam got knocked off his clip when he emerged from the car somehow. The suspect maintained she didn't have sex with Hare in the back seat that night, but internal investigators got to the bottom of the lies when they tested Hare's clothes for semen, and they found traces of it on his belt.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's resigned. If the guy's married, there's another resignation I'm sure that's about to take place. I'm not trying to make fun of this or whatever the case might be, but oh my God, really?
Yeah, no, it's terrible.
When does common sense come into play, you know?
Right, because he's abusing his authority. Even if it was her idea, she propositioned him, this is still a situation where, come on, man, respect the badge, respect your job,
Totally.
Respect your role.
Totally, 100%. 100%. TJ, Father's Day is coming up. I know both of our fathers have passed.
Yep.
But like Mother's Day, I still think it's a very, very cool day for families.
100%.
100%.
And no matter how long, your father has been gone, it's still a tough day. I'm coming up on, the 13th or 14th Father's Day I've had without my dad. And, I still try to honor him. And, it makes me lean into, being a dad myself and really trying to make that day special for my son. And I'm sure over the years you've spent plenty, Father's Days and with, with your godchildren, Henry and Rupert, and, try to, live vicariously through them. And because, being a godfather is just as important as being a paternal father as well.
Yeah, that's true. I just got asked by one of my best friends for many, many, many years. And I'm honored by it. And I've been asked before by others. And of course, I'm godfather. It's very special to me. It's a very, very special thing. But my friend Joe said that his wife is now pregnant. He's hoping it's going to be a boy. He wants to name it Bruce and make me his godfather.
How amazing is that?
I know. How can I possibly turn that down?
No, that's great.
He's a great guy. I love him as a brother.
Not many kids get the name Bruce these days either.
You know what the name Bruce means? You know where it's from?
I have no idea.
Scottish. It means strong and honest.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it. Those are adjectives I would use to describe you.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much. I'm not Scottish, but I'm happy to have that heritage consideration, resemblance, whatever the term is called.
Right, yeah. That's awesome.
All right, TJ, we're off to Newark for the UFC. I'm going to be back on Monday. On Tuesday, I leave for Atlanta. I'm going to be filming my part in a film without giving anything away, but they're remaking Naked Gun.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you told me about that. Liam Neeson
Did I
is
talk
in
about it
the
on the
film.
show already?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, I'm
We've
sorry.
alluded to it. No, it's all good. It's exciting to know that it's going down, and that's the thing too, Bruce. Like you've been in this business for a long time. Do you remember how long it used to take for these people to turn around movies? You know, from filming to editing to release. It used to be years, and now the time is much shorter. So I'm sure it'll be upon us where we can watch it. Before we even know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you talk about a Quentin Tarantino, you're talking about 2 to 3 years from beginning to end.
Right. Yeah.
The way he takes for his films. You're talking about animated projects, many years.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you this, Buff. Why even come home after Newark? Why not just go from Newark to Atlanta?
Because I can use that Monday for everything I got to get done here. I mean, the amount, TJ, Kristen and I, with just the videos alone, I mean, I told you, I do 5 to 10 weddings a week.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then I do the videos, aside from all the cameos I do, which I can do on the road.
Right.
I have birth of babies, the weddings, business videos, Father's Day videos coming in. And, there's deadline. If I'm going to be gone all next week, I want to film. Plus the fact Newark is not that big a deal. It's not like where I'm considering coming back from Manchester before I go to Abu Dhabi.
I got you. Yeah.
That's a lot. I'll get back here on Sunday around 2:30. My brother Brian's birthday. I want to have dinner with him Sunday night.
Oh, nice.
Kristen and her husband Chris and the boys. We want to take Brian to one of his favorite restaurants. And it's my brother. I want to come back and see my brother. I want to come back and do work, and I want to get one of my kind of workouts in on Monday before I go to a week of filming, and I don't know what my schedule is going to be like.
Right, yeah, because that is a whole lot of hurry up and wait sometimes.
It's a lot of hurry up and wait. Plus, I want to come back, and I don't want to pack for 10 days and leave. I want to pack for 6 or 7 and leave.
I got you.
I've already sent off 3 tuxedos to the set, or 3 jackets for them to choose from, so at least I sent that ahead of time. Anyway, my thing, don't cry for me. Seats are comfortable. It's all
there
good.
You go. There you
it's
go.
all good. Let's talk about 302.
Yeah.
All right, this is a big show. Dustin Poirier, Islam Makhachev.
It's kind of the last hurrah you got to think for Dustin Poirier. Not that it's his last fight by any means, but if he's going to be a undisputed UFC champion, this is going to be maybe his final opportunity to do so.
I think so. I think he's got a lot in the tank to go forward, but he's also got a lot in the tank for his personal life. He's a father now, and he's admitted it. He wants to have time to, take care of and be a proper father and be with his family. And, of course, I'm sure Dustin, from what I understand, as we know, whether it's the hot sauce or elsewhere, his mind has been thinking ahead of his guns, and he's developed other businesses for himself or avenues. So
he's a smart young man. I mean, he's going to be fine post-fighting career. But, if it's meant to be where he's an undisputed UFC lightweight champion, you got to think that time is now.
Absolutely. No question. No question.
Nearly a 6-1 underdog, Buff.
What?
Is the Diamond. Yeah.
I don't bet fights, okay? But how can you not put a little? I mean, I'm not going to bet. How can you not, as a UFC fan, if you have access to make a bet? That's the kind of bet you lay down $100 to win your $600, right?
Yeah, I think the thing
50,
here,
20, whatever.
The thing here to keep in mind is we're looking at an Islam Makhachev who isn't there yet legacy-wise, but is on the path to eclipsing his mentor in Khabib Nurmagomedov for potentially being the greatest to ever do it in the lightweight division. Khabib was an amazing and flawless, phenomenal athlete, undefeated at 29-0. But Makhachev, Bruce, when I look at his skills, pound for pound, skill for skill, I think that he has all the potential to actually be a better fighter than Khabib. And again, we're still kind of early into his run as champion, but if Makhachev is able to eclipse Khabib's reign, it wouldn't surprise me. Again, a lot of time and a lot of things to be done to prove that, but the writing is potentially on the wall for him to do so.
I agree. But the fight I'm looking forward to most of all this?
Co-main? Yeah.
Strickland and Paulo Costa?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. No, it's going to be phenomenal.
I can't wait.
We're going to see what Strickland looks like coming back after dropping his championship to Dricus du Plessis. I wonder if, the judges are going to be in the back of his mind, because Costa is such a tough individual to deal with. I have a hard time thinking that this fight doesn't go the distance. I lean towards Sean Strickland, but, man, I think fighting Paulo Costa might be one of the most toughest assignments in mixed martial arts.
I think so, too. And, it amazes me how he can get to the weight he gets to and then get down to the weight he fights at. I mean,
I know.
He is quite a specimen. He's
got that secret juice, dude.
The secret juice works. He bottled it, too. I think he's actually selling it, if I'm not mistaken, isn't he?
I don't know. I mean, sign me up. Maybe I'll buy some.
Well, check what's in it first so you don't... I'm kidding.
Well, it's a secret, Buff. It's a secret.
It's nutrition in some way.
Isn't it like lemon juice and something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's all good. Paulo is a friend, quite the character, and you can't help but like Paulo Costa. It's just very hard not to like the man.
He's super polite, and he's one of those guys that he's just a terrifying individual inside the octagon, and like one of the sweetest men you could ever hope to talk to outside of it.
Totally, without question. All right, so now we look at the rest of the card. We got Kevin Holland and Mikhail. I'll get Olechek. I'll get the name correct when I get on in the octagon floor. Kevin Holland, always entertaining.
Yeah.
But Mikhail is, he's quite a strong fighter.
Yeah.
So we'll see what's up with that. Jailton Almeida.
Yeah, that one just got bumped down to the prelims.
No, bumped up.
Bumped down.
Did it get bumped down?
Yeah. Nico Price is on the main card now.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I just got that yesterday.
That's all right.
I wonder why they made that change.
I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. I hate to say it, but when you're watching every fight card, it doesn't matter which order they're in. I'm excited to see it. Another great card, and it'll be the first domestic UFC pay-per-view that I haven't been to in person in a couple years. I'll be in Austin for the Eddie Bravo Invitational. I'm not able to make it to both, but I'll be watching.
That'd be cool, which will be enjoyable too, definitely. Also, too, we've got Mickey Gall coming back. When's the last time Mickey Gall fought?
I can't remember. He's been in the UFC a long time now, though.
Yeah. I always seem to remember when he first came in. Was it?
Yeah, he fought CM Punk.
Oh, Mickey. Is that his song?
Yeah.
Yeah, what a perfect song for him.
But you remember how he got in the UFC?
Pardon me?
He called out CM Punk.
He did. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What else do we have here? We've got Philip Rowe, Jake Matthews, always fun to watch. Grant Dawson, Joe Selecki, that'll be a good battle. And Kopylov and Almeida.
Yeah, it's a great card.
It's all good. Randy Brown and Elizu, Zaleski dos Santos.
Mm-hmm.
It's really
phenomenal card.
Is an excellent card.
Yep.
The UFC tickets are getting expensive, TJ.
Oh, for sure.
I think top end on this in Newark, New Jersey, $600 for floor seats.
Yeah.
It's all right. The entertainment's there. The value's there. No question. Let me look here one second.
What are you looking for?
See what else I want to talk to you about.
Oh. I thought it was a great way to end the show now.
Yeah, I think so too. I know. Tight show, folks. I'm sorry. This is a tight week for both TJ and me, but we definitely want to get an It's Time radio show to you to have a little something to listen to. Also, too, let me remind everybody, TJ, what is the email address that people can send in their questions? Because we haven't had any fan questions for a little while now.
You can get at me on Twitter or X at TJ DeSantis. You can also shoot me an email, DeSantisMMA@gmail.com.
All right, very cool. And everybody, remember on Father's Day, I got the perfect gift for your dad. The perfect gift. It's Time Cologne.
Look at that.
Go on to Amazon or go to itstimebb.com. Either way, we've discounted it down to $49. Delivery will be in time for Father's Day. Orders are already flying out like crazy for Father's Day. So it's time for your dad to smell like a champion. The best thing I can tell you right there.
I like it.
And, of course, if he's a bourbon drinker, there's only one thing to get him to. Puncher's Chance Bourbon.
There you go.
Courtesy of myself, my partners, and everybody. And TJ, wait till you see the new Puncher's Chance being made. I'm coming out with a special reserve edition, built totally around myself with my way of thinking. And I would love to tell you the name of it, but I will reveal the bottle in about 3 to 4 weeks.
All right.
It's going to be a 4,000 case reserve, limited edition. We've already sold half of it on pre-sales, but it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
I'm excited.
Wait till you see this bottle, TJ. You're going to love it.
Is it a piece of artwork in its own?
It's a piece of artwork in itself. Yeah, most
I
definitely.
like it.
Most definitely. All right, TJ, let everybody know what's up, and we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yeah, like I said, you can follow me on Twitter, at TJ DeSantis on Instagram as well, same name. This Saturday night, you got the UFC 302. Tune in for that. But the next night, live from Austin, Texas, it is the 10th anniversary of the Eddie Bravo Invitational. We've got an absolute Grand Prix, 16 men, no weight class. Going to find out who the best submission-only grappler on the planet is. You can watch that live and exclusive on UFC Fight Pass.
Awesome. And again, I'll see you off in the Octagon on Saturday. Next week, I'll be on the movie set with Mr. Liam Neeson. I can't wait for that. The co-star of the film is Pamela Anderson.
Nice.
And it's going to be a lot of fun breaking bread with Liam Neeson because I want to make sure he understands that I do have a certain set of skills.
All right. Well, be careful with those skills, Buff.
I will. Especially against the Taken Man, for sure. All right, everybody. Have a great week. Happy Father's Day coming up. If we don't talk to you before then, I'll see you from the Octagon. Set your goals, write them down, so when you set on that yellow path road to your future of success, just be the best you can be, because then you're winning, and that's what we're all about on It's Time Radio. Being happy, winning, and being the best you can be, whether you're champion number 1 or 10, perform at your best, be your best, and be a role model to your sphere of influence. Big cheers, no fears to everybody. Have a great week. Buffer out. Thank you.
Perfect.